What's up, guys? So, my name is Amy, and today I'm going to be going through some geometry vocabulary. So, just before we get started, if you'd like to see more of these videos, please like and subscribe so I can keep making these videos for you. But now we're going to get started. Alright, so the first thing we have to know before we start geometry is the vocabulary for it. It's really important going forward with the problems that you're going to have to solve and just really understanding what everything is, okay? So we're going to try and make this as easy and as simple as possible. These words are not hard. You're going to understand them. You're already probably going to know most of them from your everyday life. So the first thing before we even get started with the technical terms is this. So you're looking at it, it looks like a dot, it looks like a period. We see this all the time, right? In sentences, whatever it is. So when you see this, that means stop. Okay, so it's the same thing in geometry. If you see this on a line, on whatever it is, you know that this is the part where the line is going to stop. This is the part where anything is going to stop. It's not going to go any further than this period. Now, the other thing, and it's not actually called a period, but that's just how we're going to think of it for understanding's sake. Okay, so this little thing that I just drew it kind of looks like an arrow, you know, a little cap. And just like an arrow, if you see this on the end of something, that means that it's going to go on and on and on forever. So technically, it never ends, okay? So just keep that in mind. So the little dot period thing, that means that we're going to come to a stop. The little arrow thing, that means we're going to go on forever and ever and ever, okay? All right, so now let's get down to the technical definitions. So the first thing is exactly what I already drew, the little dot, the period. Well, in geometry, it's actually called a point. So a point means just what we know it to mean, a point, okay? So if you look at a map and somebody has a point on the map, that means that that's that one space on the map that they want you to look at. So it doesn't have any dimension in geometry. It's just one specific point. And if you've already taken algebra and you've had to do graphing of any sort, you know that when you get an x coordinate and a y coordinate, you get a point. So that's exactly what this is. This is just one point. It doesn't have any dimension. It's nothing special. It's just represented by this dot right here. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about, and I'll just write that so you'll remember, point. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is a line. And again, you already know what a line is, but we're just going to tell you the exact definition in geometry terms, okay? So when you see a line, it's going to be drawn like this. And here you see those two arrow things that I was telling you about at the beginning. What does that mean? That means that this line is going to go on and on and on forever. So it never ends. And I kind of like to think of this as, so up here at the point where we stopped, if somebody is giving you directions and they're like, turn right, and then you'll end up at the grocery store. So you would turn right, but you would only go right until you ended up at the grocery store. Like that would be where you stopped. That would be your point. But here with this line, it's like if somebody's like, oh, just go right and keep walking forever for the rest of your life. Like there's no end point. You're just going to keep walking right forever. And that's how this is. Right is a general direction in this point. So it's going to go on forever and ever. Okay, so there's a few things that we need to know about a line. So a line is, like we said, it goes on forever. But it can have points on it. Okay, so we can call this A and B. And I know some people, as soon as we start slapping the letters on the lines, you kind of just zone out. But if that's an issue that you have, I'd suggest just think of it differently. So you could even call these names. You could say A could be my house, and then B could be the 7-Eleven. If that helps you think of it more clearly, then name them that. You could also think of it as when you're in a class and, back in elementary school when they had you line up. So maybe you had to line up in alphabetical order. So maybe the A was like Anita and the B was like Barbara. Okay, I don't know. But you can name these points whatever it is, but the fact is they're on a line. And so you see here that we have 2 points. I mean, we can have 3 points if we want. We can call this D. They don't have to be in alphabetical order. But one of the important definitions of the line is through any 2 points there is going to be a line. Okay, so over here I'm going to kind of show you what that looks like. I'm going to just draw some random dots, and it doesn't matter which 2 dots we choose, we're going to be able to draw a line through them. So if I pick this dot and this dot, bam, I have a line. The same if I pick this dot and this dot, bam. Oh, it actually okay, I didn't say drawing was my thing, but there's a line, okay? And this is gonna be the case through any 2 lines. I could keep going. Oh my goodness, I'm just missing all the dots. But I could keep going, but this is what a line is. That's something that you need to know, so just tuck it away for later. So I'm gonna write down everything that I'm saying so that you can remember. It can be like your notes. So this is a line up here, we've already said that. Also, one quality that we need to know about a line is that through any 2 points, so any 2 points have a line. There is a line. All right. Now, we're going to talk about naming lines in my next video. So if you want to get more information on that, just click right there and you'll be able to get that. But right now, I just want to go through the definitions and not get so in the weeds about it. Okay, so that is a line. So the line we know, any 2 points, there is a line, and also it goes on forever. So it goes on forever. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is a line segment. Now, a line segment is going to look like this. And I could have just kind of done this on the line on the top, but I don't want it to look too confusing. So we have our A and our B point. So this area right here between A and B is a line segment. What does that mean? So we've already said up here that between any 2 points is a line. So A and B, they're on a line. A segment of the line is just a piece of it. And you already know what a segment is. You can watch a segment of the news. What is that? It's a piece of the news. If you got, nobody really says this, but a segment of a pie or whatever, you're getting a slice of the pie, a slice of the pizza. So that's all a line segment is. It's just a piece of the line. And it's going to, let's write this down. So a line segment is what this is called. It is going to have 2 definite points on it. So we have A and B. So think of this as, again, if we're going to use the map analogy, if somebody says, leave from your house and go to the store. Those are 2 definite points, and they are going to leave you with a line segment. If you're thinking of this as the other analogy that I gave before, you're in elementary school, everybody's standing in a line, and in order for the analogy to work, the line would never have to end, so just, keep that in mind. But if somebody was like, okay, everybody between Angela and Karen, y'all go eat lunch now. So what does that mean? That means that everybody between, and if we were to call it that, if we were like everybody between Angela, everybody between Karen, all of those people in between them would make up that line segment. Okay, so that's what a line segment is. It's just the area between 2 points. Okay, so another thing that we're gonna go while we're on line segments, and I don't want to redraw my picture. So the next thing we're going to talk about is array. So you see how the line segment was between A and B. It had 2 definite points. Well, here our ray would be from point B to infinity. So, and I'll draw it. So you have a point and it never ends. So this is going to be a ray. Now, a ray always is going to have one point on it, and you can see that right here. And the other, it's only going to have one point on it. So, and then it's going to go on forever. And that's an arrow. So basically it has one point on it, it has one arrow on it. And it would be all of this area here. Okay? And this is like I said, I mentioned before, that line of people that never ends. Here with the line segment, we wanted everybody between Angela and Karen. So if we were going to say we wanted a ray, we were going to say, okay, everybody from Karen and after, so all the rest of the people, and remember this line is never ending, that is going to be your ray. Another thing to note while we're here is opposing rays. So there's something, so here is B, and that's one ray. But if we wanted to have an opposite ray, it's exactly what it sounds like. An opposite ray is going to, and we're going to go back to this top line up here. So this is my ray right here. My opposite ray is going to go be this area right here. Alright, so it would look like this. And again, we're going to talk about the naming of them later, but right now I just want to show you what it would look like in broad terms. Okay, so this ray is going to go this way. You could just imagine that's like somebody telling you go right. You're going to keep walking forever and ever and ever. And then this opposite ray is like somebody you're leaving from the same spot, but somebody's telling you, hey, walk left forever and ever and ever. Okay? So far we've done our line segment, we've done our ray, and we've done our opposite ray. So there's one more definition that I want to give you right now, and that is called a plane. Okay, so the things that you need to know about a plane, and I'll just kind of try to draw a sample. I'm just going to draw a square for my plane. So, one thing that you need to know about a plane is 2D, which is easy enough to remember. It's not going to be 3D, so you're only going to have, it's kind of like, and it's not even a piece of paper, because a piece of paper technically has like a thickness, but basically in that way where it's a 2D object, okay? So it's only going to have like your length and your width, or it's only going to have whatever it is, but it's only going to have 2 dimensions, okay? Now, another thing that you need to know about a plane is that through any 3 points not on the same line, there is a plane. So, what does that mean? I will show you what that means. So again, I'm going to go here and I'm going to draw my random dots. Alright, so hey, looks like bowling pins. Okay, so through any 3 lines, any 3 points that are not on the same line, you are going to have a plane. Okay, so first we're going to talk about these 3 points. 1, 2, 3. If I connected these 3, what is that? It's a line. So this is not a plane because this is not a 2-dimensional thing. So that's right there why they add the part about the 3 dots cannot be on the same line. Okay? Now, if I pick a different 3 points that are not on the same line, so if I go like this, now these 3 dots are on the same plane. That is not a line. This is a plane. And I can make more planes. I mean, and it doesn't just have to be 3 dots. So I can actually even extend this further and say we're going to do these 4 right here. This is also a plane. But again, if we were to do these three and connect them, and I'm just going to do the dotted line so you can kind of see the difference. You can see that that is again going to be a line. That is not a plane. All right. So I think we're kind of hopefully understanding all the definitions that we've talked about so far. And I just realized I just forgot something. So there's another thing, two more words that you'll need to know. So one is coplanar and one is collinear. So coplanar and collinear. Okay, so you're probably like, oh, the math jargon is starting. Well, no. So just think about this, right? So you see here co. Where else do you see that in life, right? So the first thing I think of is a co-star. What is a co-star? If I co-starred in a movie with you, that means that we worked on the same movie together. That's exactly what this means here. So this word co means that these points are on the same plane. And collinear means that the points are on the same line. So if I was to use this diagram that I kind of just drew up here, and I just start naming the points A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, so we can see here where I drew this line, the line between C, E, and F. We could say that the points C, E, and F are collinear. Why? Because think of that co-star, they're in the movie with you, they are on the same line. Now, coplanar, we drew a plane between C, B, D, and E, so those lines are, C, B, D, E. So those lines are coplanar. But we would not be able to say that C, B, and E were collinear because they're on the same plane, but they are not on the same line, okay? So when you see these words, coplanar, collinear, just think of your co-star. You're a celebrity, you're in the movies with the co-star. That's the same thing that we need to remember here. These points are on the same plane. Collinear, these points are on the same line, okay? Well, guys, that's all I have for you today. In the next video, we're going to be discussing how to name all of these things that we just talked about today. And so if you want more information on that, go ahead and click the link right here. And also after that, we're going to be doing some sample exercises. If you want to see what those exercises would look like and kind of get a walkthrough and understand how to work through those, go ahead and click this link right here. And please, if you like these videos, if you like these free tutoring sessions, please click the like button, please subscribe, and please come back for more math. All right, bye guys.